Hey, Noah from American Trucks, and in front of me I have a set of LED bar taillights with matte black housings and clear lenses for the 2010 to 2018 Ram 2500 with the factory halogen taillights. Now, if you're looking for a high-end updated design that features a pretty loud pop of white against some matte black underneath, then these LED taillights are going to be perfect for you to check out. Probably the thing that sticks out to you the most with these taillights right off the bat is that pop of white that kind of cuts through the lens and really contrasts against that matte black housing. Now, I'm sure you're used to seeing lots of tinted and really dark taillights, but these actually catch my eye since the details of the housing are still really visible behind that clear lens, and you can clearly see that white C-bar design that runs around the outer edge of the housing because of that clear lens. And likewise, you can imagine that these would be eye-catching on the road as well. Now, these taillights are full LED, and all that white completely goes away when this guy illuminates bright red when you have the lights on. Now, the brake lights are part of the red design here in the center, and then the reverse lights are here right on the side in the middle as well. Now, we do have a clear lens, like I said, that lets that white design stick out, and then somewhat dark overall still since the housing behind everything is black. Those black housings are manufactured from an OEM grade ABS plastic, and all of those LEDs inside are covered by a clear lens, which is OEM grade. Now, the lenses are UV resistant and they won't fade and they won't get nasty from being out in the hot sun all the time. Now, the tails as a whole are weather sealed, so you're protected from debris that could try to work itself inside of them. And then lastly, they come from the factory with a 1-year warranty, so you can be confident in your purchase. These taillights are going to cost around $530, which is a pretty high-end appropriate price in the grand scheme of aftermarket lighting. These are going to be a great choice for you if you're on the hunt for a unique look for your Ram from a high-end set of taillights and you have a little bit of a larger budget. Installing these taillights on your Ram is going to be a really simple job that any DIYer should have no problem getting done. We're only looking at an install difficulty of 1 out of 3 wrenches and about an hour for the install time. Without further ado, let's take a more in-depth look at the install process over in the shop so you can follow along at home.
For this install, you will need a ratchet and a T25 Torx bit. What's up, guys? Today we're going to be installing some taillights on our Ram, so let's get started. So we're going to go ahead and remove our factory lights first, and for that we're going to grab our T25 Torx bit on our ratchet and go ahead and get our 2 mounting screws off so we can get our assembly out. So we have our upper and lower mounting screws right here located into where our tailgate goes, and we're going to go ahead and get those out. Now that we have those out, we can go ahead and pull our taillight out. So now that you have your screws out, your taillight has 2 slotted clip inserts over here that you're just going to pull straight back and release them from their clips. Go ahead and pop those out. And then we can go ahead and unplug our lights. So we'll start with our top one here. We're going to pull back on our red safety tab. Go ahead and push down on our release. We'll go ahead and get our top connector off. Now we can go ahead and get our bottom connector off. Just push down on the tab and work that out. Now once you've got this done for this taillight, you can go ahead and do the same thing for the other side. So before we go onto the truck with our new assembly here, there's a few things we have to do. Pretty basic stuff, but we're going to have to remove the bulb sockets from our factory unit. So to do so, we'll just give them a 1/4 turn counterclockwise. Pop them out. Do the same for our bottom reverse light here. Just pop that right out. And we're going to have to remove our bulbs. Now, if you want to save these bulbs, or optimally, you never want to touch glass on a bulb with your bare hands because the oils on your skin will create hot spots and cause premature failure. But for these, we're just going to go ahead and pop them out. Set them aside. Do the same thing for this other one. And what we're going to do is plug our LED connectors into our factory sockets here. So we'll just go ahead, pop that in. Then we're going to tuck our wiring back in and set our socket back into place and give it a 1/4 turn clockwise to lock it in. And we can go ahead and do the same thing for our reverse light here. Just plug that right in. And sometimes these can be a little stiff. They take a little bit of pressure to get in there. Once you get that nice and solidly in there, we'll go ahead and place that back in. Again, we're just gonna set it and give it a quarter turn clockwise to lock it in place. And once you have this done for this tail light, you can go ahead and do the same thing for your other side. Now we're gonna go ahead and get our connectors plugged back in. And again, these are the factory sockets, so they're gonna go right in to the same plugs they came out of. This one is a little bit tight. Go ahead and get that lined up. Get that clipped into place. And we'll go ahead, plug our top one back in. Give that a good snap. Push our red safety tab back in. Now we're ready to go ahead and set this back into place. Now, again, this one also has these two slotted clips here, so we're gonna line those up as we put our tail light in. We're gonna give them a firm push. Set that into place. Then we can reinstall our mounting screws. So we'll take our T25 Torx head screws and get those started back into place here. Get our lower one on. Then we'll grab our T25 Torx bit on our ratchet and go ahead and tighten these down. Again, you are going into a plastic taillight so that you don't have to go crazy and go too tight. Nice and snug will do. So now once you have this side in, you can go ahead and repeat these same steps for your other side. Alrighty guys, that about wraps up our review and install of our LED bar taillights with matte black housings and clear lenses for your 10 to 18 Ram 2500 with factory halogen taillights. Thanks for watching, and as always, for everything Ram, keep it right here at AmericanTrucks.com.